Mimi Mwai Kibaki naapa kwamba nitatenda kazi zangu za urais kwa Jamhuri ya Kenya kwa uaminifu na kutimiza wajibu wa kazi.
Kenya in 2007 she was the beacon of hope in Africa. While her neighbors scrambled into a civil war, Kenya stood tall as an island of peace. But in the heart of December, that peace was revealed to be a fragile mass. Beneath the tourism brochures and economic growth lay a thick time bomb of land grievances and ethnic suspicion. By the way, before we dive into this dark chapter of our history, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with more deep dives. The 2007 election wasn't just about two men. It was about vision of Kenya, Mwai Kibaki, the economist, versus Raila Odinga, the enigma. As the campaign reached its peak, the rhetoric turned toxic. Local FM station began broadcasting coded messages, calling neighbors with that needed to be uprooted. 9 million people woke up to vote on December 27th. They stood in line for hours, grandmothers on stools, young men in suits, all believing their thumbprints was their power. But as the sun set on the third day of tolling, the air turned cold. The Electoral Commission began to stammer. The numbers weren't adding up. The anchor of the nation was about to snap.
Honorable Mwai Kibaki, 4,584,721. Honorable Raila Odinga, 4,352,993.
The National Telling Center became theater of absurd. From 16 AS was disappearing figure were beginning change in pain. The light went out at the KICC. In the darkness, our nation's destiny was rewritten. December 30th, 5:30 p.m., Mwai Kibaki is declared the winner and sworn in within minutes.
Mimi Mwai Kibaki naapa kwamba nitatenda kazi zangu za urais kwa Jamhuri ya Kenya kwa uaminifu na kutimiza wajibu wa kazi hizo kwa bidii na kwa moyo mkujufu, na kwamba nitawatendea haki watu wote wa mujibu wa sheria, mila na desturi za Jamhuri ya Kenya bila uoga, upendeleo, uba wala chuki. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu unisaidie.
The reaction was instantaneous from the slums of Nairobi to shores of Lake Victoria. The sky turned black with smoke of burning tires. Kibera, the largest slum in Africa, became the furnace. The railway line was uprooted. The slogan was "No Raila, no peace," but it quickly evolved into something more sinister. This wasn't just a political protest anymore. It was an ethnic hunt. Neighbors who had shared meals for 20 years were now looking at each other through the sight of a bow and arrow.
Yes, we cannot wait anymore. It's enough. It is enough now. Enough is enough.
The Rift Valley became the epicenter of nightmare. On New Year's Day 2008, the world witnessed an atrocity that will scar the Kenyan soul forever, the Kiambaa church fire. Over 100 women and children sought sanctuary in the house of God. They thought the cross on the roof would protect them. The mob blocked the doors from the outside. They piled dry maize stalk against the wood. They poured petrol as the flame rose. Those who tried to flee were hacked back into the fire. The scream could be heard for miles, but help was nowhere to be found. 50 souls were incinerated in a place built for prayer.
Even now, right now, there are people who have been burned there, killed there. They have not even been taken to the hospital.
Then came the retaliation. Organized gang began pulling people out of public service vehicles. The language test became the difference between life and death. In Naivasha, homes were marked with excess. 19 members of one family were burned alive in a single room. The blood on the tarmac was the only thing that didn't have a tribe. Kenya was staring into the abyss of a full-scale civil war, the international community scrambled. Kofi Annan arrived to find two men, Kibaki and Raila, who wouldn't even look at each other while their supporters died in the thousands. For 41 days, Annan locked them in a room at the Serena Hotel. Outside, the death toll climbed to 1,103. Over 600,000 people were now living in IDP camps, internal refugees in their own motherland. The economy was losing 2 billion shillings a day. The National Accord was eventually signed.
Today we have reached an important stage in post. But the journey is far from over. In fact, it is only beginning. The real challenge now is for President Kibaki and Honorable Raila Odinga to work together to heal and reconcile this nation, working jointly to implement the reform agenda on which they have agreed, and sustaining the effort until the job is done. But the job of national reconciliation and national reconstruction is not for the leaders alone.
A handshake that stopped the bleeding but didn't heal the wound. Justice was promised. Luis Moreno Ocampo vowed to make Kenya an example to the world. 6 men were hauled into the International Criminal Court, but the years of witness interferences and political maneuvering saw the cases crumble. The victim watched from their plastic tents as the suspects became the country's leaders.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution of Kenya.
Do swear that I will always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya.
Today, the IDP camps are mostly gone, but the hearts of many remain displaced. The land grievances of 2007 are the land grievances of today. We tell this story not to incite, but to remember, because a nation that forgets its bloodiest days is condemned to repeat them. Never again. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to help us keep history alive. Rest in peace to the 1133. But I'm sure ilipita. Sure, like 100% ilipita, hapa tusidanganyane. Tusijikute tena tumefanya hivyo, guys. Keep grinding.